painting I made on paper. So when it comes to some of those, what I like, some like collaging when I work on paper, what I like to do is, so I use a clone fill. I'll take the silhouette of the man on the horse, and then I'll take an Indian blanket or a Native American bee pattern or Native American food, the one that's in the very front range in the river. The horse is actually a Native American blanket. I use a clone fill option on this lengthy old school art program that I have on my computer, so I'm kind of a little behind the times when it comes to that. So I filled it in and printed it out, and then once it was printed out, I washed it over with a marker, so it would kind of like dull some of those Indian patterns, because when I first affixed all of those characters who are a collage, it's like a cutout that I pasted to the paint. When I first adhered them to the painting, they were really bright and vibrant, and I felt like they needed to dull down a little bit so that they would fit, into the landscape. So all of the Native Americans and all of their horses are of different Native American themed patterns, their artistic expressions. I think even there's a man who's sitting on a horse, and he's the only figure that's pointing in a direction.
Yeah.
The horse he is painted upon, I think, is like a cave drawings or something like that for Native Americans too. So anything that was, Native American, I was trying to like pluck and grab it. There's like quill work that in one of the Native American characters. There's those types of things that I like to fill in. I like to show. I was trying to show like, well, this is a little bit below the surface how artistically beautiful these people were, in their symbiosis with nature. Painting itself, it's got a little, it's like, the reason I feel like it might help to explain this too, like the actual lines that determine some of the landscape and stuff it's actually a tracing of two people, like two bodies. It's hard to see, mostly because I've already, I've colored over it so much, but that's how I started it. I traced two people laying down next to each other. And the next thing I did was went over it with, whatever I could with paint, colored pencil, pastels and stuff, kind of set the mood of what I consider my base layer. And then from there, I work over top of that with the acrylic. And I use tape. I like to set up a construct with tape on what I want to protect as far as like highlights.
Okay.
The tape, and then I paint over top of that tape. And I'll remove the tape to reveal, and I do that several times. And then when that was done, when I felt like the whole painting was finished, that's when I went in and on the computer, cut a design, the Indian characters, the birds, which are all crows. They're all different crows, I think, in various states of flight and stuff. And when I fixed them to the painting, then the next layer was going in, helping them fit into the landscape by working with their colors, going over them a little bit.
Mhm.
That itself took about 5 months.
Oh my God.